everybody. We're so started. So, Shell, thanks for having me today. I'm so excited that we get to do it together. That's the best way to do things is when you get to work with your friends. Oh my gosh, I love that. There we go. I was like, what is
Well,
going
we had a
on?
background echo. That was exciting.
It was. Okay. I'm seeing some folks over in the chat just because before we move on, Shell.
Yeah, shout outs.
We have Sherry who's joining from Virginia.
Yay!
Hello, Sherry. Sherry is a regular. I see her quite often on here, and she is just one of the most fabulous librarians I think I've ever met. We have Amber joining in from Indianapolis. And Amber, hello. Bree, hello. Jack, hello. We're just excited to have you all join us. And whether you're lurking or not, hello to you all as well. So, Shell, we are doing a really cool activity today. And I think, quote me, correct my quote if I'm wrong, but you said this might be your most favorite guided activity of all time.
You are 100% correct.
I
100%.
would put this on the same bar level as the book bento box that we did back in October, but this might just take it up a notch for me because of the vintage millennial vibes it's giving, and it's like giving me life. To do, but we always learn best by doing. So if you want to play alongside us, if you could have this up on a laptop or an iPad and then be able to create alongside on your laptop or desktop, that's ideal, but obviously that's not for everybody. So, Shell, where are we going to today?
I love it. Well, if you have never gotten to play in Adobe Express for Education, this is what it looks like. If you have regular Adobe Express that is not the education version, you can still play along with us. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to, but yours will just look a little bit different than ours. Your home screen will look different. So just a heads up on that. And Adobe Express for Education, Martha, how much does it cost?
Uh, it is what we call free.
Free 99, I think one of our
Free
friends
99.
often
Isn't that
says.
Martine? Martine says
That's
that all the
Martine.
time. And
So for teachers, K-12 teachers, you can get Adobe Express for Education completely free for you and your students. Just so you know, because we love it. But today, I just want to give you a super quick overview of our homepage. This is what the homepage looks like. And if you ever want to get back to this particular spot, you just click this beautiful rainbow A in the corner and it will take you back right here where we started. So if you ever get lost, that's super easy. Come right back to the rainbow A. We love it. Um, and every single month, when we have a new guided activity or a creative challenge, you're going to find it right here on the homepage. Super easy. There's also a whole ton of like quick get started things here. On the left, you're going to find your Adobe Express Classroom. We're not going to talk too much about that today, but we've done other Adobe Lives on it. Activities, you're going to find all kinds of templates that you can use in your classroom. Same with templates. Activities is also where you're going to find guided activities, which is what we'll show you today. Learn is where you can get a lot of different tutorials and things like that. And then brands are a little bit more complicated. And we actually have an upcoming Adobe Live where we're going to be talking about that in February. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But for today, we're going to do our creative challenge for this month, which is assemble your starter pack. So if you are working along with me, you're going to come right here and you're going to click Open in Editor. If you want to assign it to your class, you can click this little button and give your students an assignment so they can turn it in to you. But for our purposes, I'm just going to hit Open in Editor.
Shell, can I just say how much I love that every month that new guided activity pops up right there in the corner? It makes life so much easier to know, like when I log into Express for education, it's going to be right there.
There's no searching or digging in the background of all kinds of random places. It's one click, so easy. And if you have never gotten the chance to play with a guided activity before, it's pretty amazing because you'll see this little panel pop up and we call it the Learn panel. And what's really special about guided activities is in this Learn panel, you're going to see a video explaining how to do the activity and then also written instructions. Like for me, I'm not a video learner. That does not work for my brain. I love written directions. So I'm always so grateful that these are here. Martha, what about you? Are you a video person or a reading person?
I'm actually a very visual person. So in whatever way that I can have the picture or the video shown to me while I walk through something is great. But I will say one of the number one things I hear back from teachers or when we go into classroom, Shell, I love that we can use closed captions on these videos and they have English and Spanish subtitles. So my friends who are in different language areas, like this is a really great way of being able to access that for different students.
Love that. That's always the best. But because I'm going to walk you guys through it today, you can just click that handy little X. In the future, if you're ever doing this and you want to bring your instructions back, you just hit this handy little light bulb and it comes right back for you. That took me a hot minute to learn where that button was. I don't know about you, Martha, but.
Yeah. I think Claudio showed me that one. I was like, oh, I was today years old, friends.
100%.
So for those of you that are logging in, this is your first time logging in ever. This is probably going to be a really fun one to start with. For me, this guided activity is a really easy introduction. But if you have used Adobe Express before and you haven't logged in yet this week, you might see some changes coming. We have listened to a lot of feedback. That's one of my favorite things about working alongside Adobe is listening to the feedback from students and from teachers, and they go and change things every so often to update to reflect the requests that we have. And so you might be seeing some of that take place as we log into today. Oh my gosh, y'all. Blah, blah, blah. It is Friday mouth coming out. But Shell, my first thing that I always do when we get started is rename our files because I'm one of those people that open up a million tabs and I may not be able to find my project again. So
to name my project, I'm going to go up here to the very top where it currently says Untitled. And I'm actually going to name this one Martha because we're going to make you, my friend. Going to feature you on today's Adobe Live. And there we go. It is renamed. Super easy. I just clicked into it, changed it, and then clicked out.
That's so cute.
All right, Martha, I'm going to change your name to start with because your name is not Cheryl.
Can we talk about how cute Cheryl is though with her little boots and her hair? Oh my gosh.
I'm here for the pink hair. It's everything I needed, actually. I used to have pink hair. Did you know that a couple years ago?
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. So back in the day, I used to have violet hair. So I had like black violet hair and every time you went into the sun, it was like purple. But if you saw me just like on screen, it would be black. It was like So fun.
I'm gonna need to see that at some point. I'm gonna need a
I
picture
felt
of
like a
that.
dragon, like it was a dragon scale kind of thing.
Okay, I'm here for that. So, first off, as cute as Cheryl is, Cheryl does not look like you. And we need to make some edits so that she looks a little bit more like you because this is your starter pack, not Sweet Cheryl's anymore. So, you do not have pink hair. How would you describe yourself?
Let's see. I would describe myself with short, brown, wavy hair.
Amazing. And what color eyes?
Let's do green. Hazel tends to be kind of hard for people to draw, let alone for AI to pick up sometimes. So we'll
So
go with
true.
green.
Okay, and what do you want to be wearing? What's your vibe that you want to go for, Martha?
If I can't have pink hair, I'm gonna have a pink sweater.
Love it. Pink sweater. What about your pants, skirt? What's your vibe?
Let's go with a black skirt and
Oh,
black boots.
I love it. And I'm actually going to go up here and I'm going to add something because I've noticed when I've been generating some of these that it will give you a mix of male and female characters. And since you are a female, I'm going to add that for you. And we'll see what happens. Here's the fun of creating with generative AI is you kind of just never know what you're going to get. Okay, this is not the worst start, actually. That kind of looks like you.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, any changes you'd want to see?
I think the one right below her, that one's got the little flippy that my hair is doing today. So I might do
That's,
that.
I love it. Okay, what would be next for you, Martha? What should we change next?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is my 2026 starter pack. So I tend to stick to text first because I could spend all day on making images perfect. So I just want to review the text real quick. So it says 2026 starter pack. This is my goal edition. And this is my creative self. And I think that actually aligns pretty well with what my goals are this year. I want to get more in touch with physical creation over the year because I spend so much time helping with digital creation. It's fun to like get a little more analog with what we do. So, um let's see. Text is good. Can we change the background of my starter pack?
You absolutely can. All I'm going to do is just click on the purple, and then right down here, I can change the fill color. Martha, what color would you like to see?
Oh my gosh, I can we do an ombre gradient?
Absolutely. Which one?
Let's do some type of purple pink.
Okay,
Beautiful.
I like that. I think that looks pretty
Yeah.
great, actually. It goes with your sweater.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little punk rock, which is kind of your vibe too,
A
at
little bit.
times.
Girly punk rock. But what I love about this too, and why I wanted to change it, y'all, so many of us have not seen these gradients come up. We kind of stick with the colors that pop up, especially if you're like on an iPad or something and you may not scroll all the way down. You may not have seen those. And that's a fun way to start our year too. It's just trying out some new color vibes.
Yeah, our friend Anne always says push all the buttons and play to learn. So we always want you guys to give that a try as well.
And if this is your first time in here, we can't break anything, y'all. There is an undo button in the top right-hand corner next to that percentage. So you can always go back, 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 undo, undo, undo if you get somewhere where you didn't want to be, including when we start creating with generative AI. And then also Shell, little tidbit for those of you that are joining for the first time. In that file, if you click file, there's a version history. So you can go to show version history. So if you need to come back another day, you can always go back to a previous version that you are making as well. So that's especially important when we're collaborating with other people, or maybe our Wi-Fi disconnected or something like that.
That's a pro tip, Martha. That was a good one to throw out there for everyone because not everybody knows that that's there.
Thanks. I was just giving myself time to think through what I wanted in my starter pack. That was the reality of that moment. I see 6 boxes. So let's think through 6 different goals I might have for 2026. I did say I want to get a little more hands on this year, but I'm going to stick with my camera because I have started photography last year. Thanks to Claudio Zavala Jr. He influenced me to get a digital camera, but my daughter bought one of those, what she calls the vintage cameras. And Shell, I think you're a millennial like I am, but she was talking about like early 2000s, like digital cameras. You know
Absolutely
what?
not.
I was like, that's not vintage.
Well,
That's just real life.
we are vintage, Martha.
I know. But can we make it look a little more vintage? Because I do have some older cameras that I use, not just a cutesy camera.
Let's do it. Do you want to generate it or do you want to search for an image of one?
Yeah, let's go with generate because I know that I want to get all 6 on paper and then we can go back and edit if needed. Camera
Okay.
icon, clean and minimal. Let's do vintage camera icon and see what pops up.
Again, moment of truth. We'll see what happens.
Drum roll.
Okay, those are actually very cute.
That one right there.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
What else you got, girl?
What else do I have? We're gonna go vintage again and put a good old-fashioned book on here.
No, I'm
Like
going to keep most of this prompt. I'm just going to change what it is. Do you want like a specific color?
Let's do blue just to add some color here.
We'll see what happens. And if we need to go and add like a vintage blue book, we could do that too.
So one of the things that I need to work on is reading for longer periods of time. I've gotten used to my audiobooks. I do all sorts of things. I want to feel that like get into a cushion and just sit and read for hours feeling.
That's one of like the greatest things you can do in life. That's what I believe.
Perfect. Love that one. Let's go.
I was looking for one that had the spine on the left side.
All right. I see we have some friends joining. So I know Tim is joining us too. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
We had Sherry. Y'all know us pretty well. So if you think you know what one of the next 3 are going to be, I need you to drop it over in the chat. I already did the lowest hanging fruit, and that was a book, y'all. Obviously, you couldn't tell that I like to read from the background. But what else do we think? Okay, I'm going to go with glue. Let's do a glue bottle just to represent different crafts. So doing scrapbooking or like postcard making.
You are a very crafty gal. That makes sense to me. You know what I tried recently was making, oh, these are cute actually.
Oh, that's a vibe.
I tried for Christmas, I got like one of those build your own little mini house kits. It's so hard, but it's so fun. I have been enjoying being crafty for the first time in a long time.
It is. It's a little difficult. So like side tangent here. Some of y'all may know. So my husband builds Gundams and he does special like resin kits with his Gundams. If you don't know what Gundams are, just tune me out for a hot second. But like, I think they're like Transformers. I'm kind of showing my lack of nerdness here. But he paints them, like spends a whole year making this one kit. They're super intense. But he bought me a little Eevee version. So they, I collect evolutions from Pokemon, and he bought me like a little baby Gundam wannabe kit of one. So that's
I love that you were like, I'm showing my lack of nerddom. And then you're like, I collect evolutions, and now I'm making my own Eevee.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thanks for calling me out on that.
No, in the best way. We are all nerdy about specific things that we choose to be nerdy about. And it's great. That's what makes us unique and wonderful.
So Sherry knows me and she put Disney ears over in the chat, but I'll let you know, Sherry, we can't use copyrighted material. So I appreciate you saying that. So as much as I would want to put Disney ears here, I can't because we only pull from what we can. So we could do black mouse ear headband. That's a really great way to describe it. And that's a good time for us. Oh, those are cute.
It actually kind of works. These are gray, but I could just be a little extra here.
Those are perfect.
But hold on. But wait, there's more. I'm going to go into effects and I'm going to darken it. Somehow I did it.
Okay, that matches my outfit too.
This is kind of the key with when you want to, you can usually find a way to get around things if you're just descriptive. You got to be a little bit creative with it.
Perfect. All right. And then kind of going alongside the Disney ears, my other goal is to travel more this year. And so let's go with the vintage theme and do like a vintage suitcase.
I love that.
I wonder what it'll come back with. Because in my brain, I'm thinking like one of those brown vintage suitcases.
I didn't even put brown in. If I wanted to be very precious with it, I could. But I'm curious what it'll, oh.
I didn't even know I needed this, but the one in the top right-hand corner.
That's really cute.
Okay, perfect. And then last but not least, I think that might be a crayon or a marker. And let's put a coffee mug with a heart on it. Because my goal is to have more coffee chats with friends, like in real life.
I love that. Hey, but can I have some virtual ones with you? Because we live across the country. I can't have a real life one.
Of course. Oh, those are cute.
Kind of like this bottom one.
Yeah, it's simple. It's like
you guys might notice if you're generating things and it's like cutting off part of your image, you can just drag this little bounding box out and then it will stop that business. Now, one thing I noticed when I was playing with this, Martha, is the coloring on this suitcase is different than the coloring in the picture, which confused me for a hot minute. But then I realized if I go down here, if I click on the picture and go down here to adjust, there's some adjustments that were on the previous image. So I'm just gonna quickly set those all to 0 so it will look the way we were expecting it to look. And there we go. That kind of blends in a little bit nicer.
That's a pro tip too. Man, we're learning so much together, y'all.
I think we just made a pretty solid Martha.
I agree. And Shell, you are such a lovely creator. Thank you for trying to bring me to life and help me visualize my goals for this year.
I love it. So should we make a new one?
I think so. I was thinking about this earlier, and we have teachers who teach all sorts of things, and how wonderful this guided activity is for every content area, because I think that's what makes this top tier guided activity. It's not only is it easy and adaptable for something for the beginning of the year, like what are our goals? How do we want to portray ourselves? Like, let's get to know each other a little bit more. Like, even as a librarian, I can think of myself doing this for professional learning with a whole group of teachers just to get to know each other again at the beginning of the year. But I was also a humanities teacher in a previous life, and I taught 6th through 8th grade humanities, so ELA and social studies combined. I wonder if there's a way we can make something historical with this. What do you think, Sean?
I'm so here for it. So to do that, I don't want to destroy what we've already done. I could go here and duplicate and keep it in the same project, but this one's named Martha, so I'm going to make a brand new one by going to the Rainbow A. And I'm just going to open a new one in the editor, which is going to make a fresh copy for us to start from scratch.
Oh my gosh, so easy.
Did you have a historical thing in mind?
I think I do. And I'm going to get a little crazy with this because we tend to think of history in terms of biographies in the same way that when we talk about literature, we think about characters. Let's get a little crazy here and think about an event in history instead of like a physical person. What do you think about
that? I'm here to get weird with this. Let's do it.
Let's go. So my son has been obsessed with all things space travel. I don't know if y'all, if we have any kids joining us today who are also obsessed with space travel or history around NASA or anything like that. But I'm thinking let's go with the Apollo 11 mission.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, Martha. I am not a good space nerd, so you're going to have to teach me. I will be your hands, but you have to be the brain.
Okay, are you ready? I'm going to drop some serious, like, NASA space history on you.
I was
Okay.
born for this moment. Let's
I
go.
am not Lauren Chella, but I will try my hardest. But y'all, Apollo 11, if you did not know, was the first mission that landed humans on the moon. It happened on July 20th, 1969. We had three people who were on that crew. We had Neil Armstrong, which you've probably heard of before. He was the commander, he was the first one to walk on the moon. And then we had Buzz Aldrin, who was the pilot. He was the second person on the moon. And then you have Michael Collins, who kind of orbited the moon while the other two landed and physically walked on the moon. You may know this date as the time where we have the American flag, like not waving, but like, on the moon, one small step for man kind of vibes, right? So, why this particular event? To me, we're in a very heavy piece of history in the current event structure that we're in right now. I think this is a really cool way to think back on like when humans work together and we're always better together. And so, Apollo 11, friends, I love what you just did there, Shell. You put the date up at the top. How cute.
Changing it up.
I love that.
Also, you said the date and I needed to add it before I forgot.
I love this. And I'm wondering there's a couple different ways that we could do this. We could put the rocket as like the main piece here, is how the easiest way for us to do this, right? So where Cheryl is, we could do a rocket, or it would be really interesting if you're in a classroom doing this and thinking through some things, you could divvy up the crew. So you could have like Neil, Buzz, and Michael, and like have a design off with your kids in class. Would that not be so fun?
I would be so here for that.
Right? Because you can collaborate in Adobe Express, and that top right hand corner, you can click that share button. And so you can bring people in. So I might have like a group of 4 working together on one particular project and kind of see, could you create a starter pack for Neil? Could you do one for Buzz? And then if you wanted to expand it, you could do other like famous astronauts or something like that to kind of tie in like a historical timeline of events. So there's lots of different ways, but let's like keep it we'll keep it easier and do the rocket.
Game on.
And if I have history nerds in here with me, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the Saturn V. I may be incorrect on that. So
it was. I looked this up a little bit while you were talking. However, our generative AI will not know what that is. So we have to be a little bit more descriptive than that.
You know what? So this makes me think, if you teach research at all, what a cool way to go look up, like in the Library of Congress, or if you're in Georgia, like whatever that version for your state might look like, you could look up primary sources of what Saturn V actually looked like. And so I happen to pull this up, and I could probably work on my descriptive writing skills, but it's like a tall space shuttle, like a needle space shuttle, right? And I kind of wonder if it'll just know what I'm talking about, Shell.
Maybe tall, skinny space shuttle. I don't know. Because it's like very thin. And then it was white. right?
Yes.
That was a weird place to put that. White space shuttle. I'm gonna try it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We might need to add a few more descriptors because we're just trying something here. Oh, I didn't put a style. Do we like this like realistic style, Martha?
You know what? I almost wonder if we could put like vintage postcard or something
I love it.
to kind of add like the nostalgia to it.
And I might just add like a white background so that we can easily remove the background.
Smart.
And I also know it had fins at the bottom, right?
It did.
Okay, so I'm gonna just add that so we have a little more detail because I've learned that's the trick with AI is more detail. Okay, what are you vibing with here, Martha? What's the closest, or do we need to go back and review?
My gosh. Okay, so it was, if I remember correctly, completely white. So I'm almost going with like the second one.
Mm-hmm. Is the shape right?
It's not quite there yet. Like it doesn't have.
I wonder, is space shuttle the right term, or should we say rocket? I wonder if that would give us something different.
Yeah, I'm thinking let's just play around and see what happens.
Okay, I think that's what it's called, is like a 3-stage rocket because it like.
Yeah, with like a cone on top, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. These are better.
Are we closer?
We are closer. And honestly, like for the sake of time, so modeling for our teachers out there or students who may get trapped into this ever-changing thing that we do, you really have to look at how much time investment you put in, right? So because this is the main picture, I personally like how much time we're spending on this shell because this is the main focus. But if you're in a class where you only have 30 minutes, maybe we just have to say, this is as close or as good as we are going to get with this, and you have to move on, right? And that's the hardest part in a creative process is just saying it's done. Like I got to move on.
That's super accurate.
Do you ever feel that way? Because I feel that way
all the time. And you know, Martha, I know it's not entirely perfect, but maybe we call it good for now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of wondering if in this one, if we don't want to have the background removed, because it's kind of that cool vibe. We can always go back. We can play with it later.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit erase, but I'm actually going to go to restore because I just want the fire at the bottom.
That's so, yes.
And
okay,
it's a little sad without it. Okay, maybe that will be enough to just there. I could get very picky with it, but I'm choosing not to. It's great.
Do we want this to be a static image?
Ooh, you make a good point. What are you thinking?
Because I'm just thinking if this is going to live in a virtual world or if you're printing it off. If you are living in a virtual world where I'm creating a gallery, let's say, of everybody turning these in, or I'm showing this on the morning news to try to get people to guess what the event is or something, you can always animate things in here too. They don't have to stay static or like stationary or like stay in the same place on your page, right? So what you just did when you clicked on the image, we've been in the editor, right? But if you notice where it says image and it says edit, and then next to it, it says effects and then animation, you can animate images in Express too, which could be really cool. And if you have a rocket, since you kept all the stuff down at the bottom, not being the scientist that I am, whatever stuff is called down at the bottom, the rocket fuel that's coming out of there. Can we make it rise up?
I think we can. This one's literally called Rise. So
look at that.
Let's see.
That's beautiful. And y'all notice how when Shell went into the animation, she added that here. It became a video. So you didn't even have to like create a video or open it up in anything else. It automatically added the animation. It became a video file. You can still download as an image. It's not going to affect that at all. But now you can also download for a video so you can share that out in other ways.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's keep it rolling. Oh, down here, do we want this to say what? Or do we want to get rid of it?
Ooh, let's put Saturn V.
Love it. It was like Roman numeral 5, right?
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Okay, that's rad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, friend, what else do we need?
Okay, let's think through this. Like, what other things would make me think of this event?
I mean, astronaut helmet, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, yes. Mm-hmm.
I almost, instead of using generative AI for this, I kind of just want to pull from Adobe stock. What do you think?
Oh, I love that idea.
Okay, so I'm just going to click on this first one, which is the camera right now, and I'm going to go up to replace. And then I'm going to go to, what do you think, photos or design assets? I think photos will be fine.
Photos might be.
Astronaut helmet. Okay, we're getting astronauts. That's spooky. Maybe I'm going to try the other way. Replace design assets, astronaut helmet. Okay, there we go. That's kind of the vibe, yeah?
It looks pretty futuristic, but I'm here for it.
I mean, we could also just take this whole astronaut guy.
He's a vibe.
That looks more like deep sea diving, actually.
A little bit.
Okay, maybe, okay. I'm getting picky, but it's okay. I can do this. Astronaut.
That top left one that's probably it.
It works great for me. However, you'll notice it did not remove the background this time, so I'm going to do it myself because it looks a little silly as it is. There we go. Okay. Our spaceship has its accessory, which is an astronaut to drive it. What else do we need, Martha? What else you got?
Oh, I can't get over how cute this astronaut is. I think since we're going with a realistic look to it, we also need to keep that in mind as we add new images.
That's good design thinking. Yeah.
Okay. They landed on the moon, so maybe we do a moon rock or the moon in general.
I'm here for either one. I kind of like the moon rock idea. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have pictures of that. I could, oh boy, maybe if I typed it right.
You know what? It's okay because you were able to go back and fix it.
100%. We all make mistakes sometimes, and that is all right. Okay, we got the moon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty, I like that.
That's good. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay, let's see.
Chat, if you have any ideas, throw them out there too.
Yes, we would love to hear what else you might put on here. I'm thinking of you had to have a lot of organization in order to plan something like this. So I might even think of like a planning clipboard or something. Like there's going to be a lot of people walking around making sure that everything is checked off before you go, before you hit like up and beyond. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Also, I love a good checklist. I really do. Okay, this is a little bit not actually. It's kind of cutesy. I'm gonna go to photos. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. I almost always go to design assets because I like the cutesy look. But for what we're doing, I think this will be the better option.
Yeah, that works. But I love how you're showcasing the ways that you can use AI and the stock photos and design assets And it's all about what your project is needing. We don't
Mhm.
have to stick within one particular element or one particular tab in here. You can play and create in whatever ways that makes sense for you and your design process.
I love that. Martha, do you know what we forgot?
Oh my gosh, remind me.
Your first step. We forgot your first step.
Y'all, this is why I have to train myself to go in and name it first. Because then I'd be like, where is my XYZ
It's
project?
Untitled 57.
You know what? I was so excited about this historical stuff that I just went straight into creating.
It's all good. Although
Uh,
I think I just missed an opportunity. I should have said Untitled 6-7.
6, 7, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay. Speaking of, did anyone finish the 12 days of creativity? If you did, you get to the bonus activity? Because that right there would have been like, man, so amazing. Okay. The other thing that I was thinking of, and this might not be something that you could find well, and I'm not sure how much. You know what? I'm going to put your AI skills to the test, Shell.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Bring it
Okay.
on.
I'm going to, because you're the AI queen. I learn so much from you all the time. We're going to make a mission patch.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to have to tell me what it looks like, though.
So for my non-history nerds or my non-NASA nerds out there, every mission that you go on has a patch. Like they are known, like every mission has its own patch. It's a big deal. You want to earn that patch. And so for Apollo 11, if I remember correctly, it has the moon down at the bottom. It has an eagle like kind of on top, like kind of landing on the moon. And obviously that's because this was a mission by the United States. It's a mission by the US NASA. And then it has Earth kind of like half seen, half not in the background, like above the eagle. Apollo 11 up at the top. And then it's like, I think it's like gold or yellow around the patch. If I'm missing any of that, y'all like please correct me. But
Did you just do that by memory? I'm so impressed.
When I say that Eris, my son, is obsessed, like obsessed. The amount of history books that we've read. So walk me through. You just put embroidered patch, correct?
I
As
did.
like the style choice.
I did. I have no idea what we're gonna get here. Okay.
What? That is so close to what I was thinking this patch would be.
That I just impressed myself, I think, a little bit.
I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of our AI functionality.
For real. That's great, actually. Although I think it has that, yep, the weird thing where it's making it super bright and all that.
It's going to be okay. But you know what this makes me think of too is like if you are creating some type of starter pack for a literary character, that could be a really cool thing too to represent the setting or a trial that they went through in the book. If you're talking about hero's journey or, you know, there's a lot of different ways we could bring in that patch with this starter pack.
I love that so much. I'm being a little bit fancy here because you said it said Apollo 11 on it. So I'm going to see if I can make this work. I typed it. Oh, I'm going to have to add some spaces here because I think it's just like at the top, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll rotate it.
So
maybe if I put the spaces in the right spot, that would help as opposed to in between Apollo and 11.
You know what? It's going to be okay.
It is going to be okay because we have the undo button, my best friend.
And you just showed us how to change the circles and things like that. So good for you.
Okay, look at that. There we go.
Can we like do some sort of outline or shadowing effect to make it pop?
I love that you just said that because I totally just did that. So I went here over to effects and I had my text selected and I went down and I just added a strong shadow and that actually helped a ton.
You're the best. Absolutely the
Great
best.
minds think alike, friend. And
So great.
if you're doing this on your own and you wanted to try something else, I'm not going to do it because it'll take a little bit too much of our time, but you could go in here into text effects and make that like embroidery too, so that it'll match the patch a little bit more closely. Pro tip for you. All right, Martha, do we want to do two more things here or do we want to move on to our final idea? Because we have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah. Let's delete the bottom two. And I'm starting to wonder where it says creative me, if we put the date there.
Ooh, I like it. Ah, so this is another good learning experience for everyone. If you're having this issue where it's hiding behind something else, you can look over here to your layers panel and you can find your text and then click it and drag it to bring it up. Or my favorite, I go here to these three little dots and I say bring to front and it just does it and I don't have to drag anything because I'm lazy and I don't want to drag things through a million different pieces if I don't have to.
100%. So I might play around with like, oh, perfect.
I feel like we need an actual title up here.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll put it above.
Cute. Yes.
And then a little bit bigger. There, that feels better.
I would totally pick this up in a toy aisle, just saying.
Pure nerd toy, and I'm here for it.
Or like stickers. You could create like a sticker pack.
That's brilliant.
That would be so fun.
I do want to change the background though.
Okay.
I want to do stars. Just like, doesn't that feel?
That popped.
And then what color do you think here?
This feels like a gradient moment. What does that gray one do? That one's okay. What about the dark blue?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we would have to go change the outlines.
Yep, the purple's not so much it.
Yep.
But I did this earlier actually. I can go in here and highlight them all. I'm holding down shift and that let me select all of them. And then I wonder if I selected all the right things. We'll see. What do you think? White, maybe? Or maybe I'll seal this like cream color.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Perfect.
And then I'll do the same with all my text because I am this way. And it will all match. And I will feel so happy.
Journey for us. That's perfect.
Go big or go home, baby.
Okay, so we mentioned earlier that you can keep this as a static image and you can download this and print it off. If you're a teacher joining us today, you can create a gallery and every student shares to a gallery. And we just updated this like right before the break, so you may have missed it. But now you can bulk download all your student work as PDFs. So I'm thinking if I were doing this, the most authentic thing that can happen is like sharing out what you're doing with others, right? Shell, one of the things that we miss in teaching is like we're moving from one thing to the next so quickly that we often forget about like how do students share out their work in a way where other people can enjoy the hard work that they put into their learning and their showcase of learning, right?
100%.
So when Shell and I were talking about this today, I'm so passionate about this. Like, how do we take this from digital to like physical for people to see it? So I would share out to a gallery, bulk download PDF, maybe get a room mom if you have one, or a volunteer, or if you're in the high school setting, have a student volunteer do this for you. But print them all out, cut them up, or whatever. The coolest thing that you could do here is in some way reflect on your learning or practice something using the voiceover. And then you could create a QR code that goes directly to the voiceover here. So, do you know the most famous quote from this experience, Shell?
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Did I say
Yes,
it right?
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. And so that would be a perfect thing for us to do as a voiceover here to kind of add in that element. And then we're going to just like kind of show you real quick how we might make a QR code out of it.
So just so you guys know how I got here, I did add content, media, and then I clicked on audio, and that's where I can record a voiceover. If you haven't already given permission to have your microphone work in Adobe Express, you'll need to click yes for that one. But then I just hit start recording, and I'm going to record myself. So, moment of truth. I'm trying to decide if I want to attempt a voice or not, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It's not as cool as the like, one small step for man, but we're gonna let it happen.
You know what? It's going to be a-okay because you did that in your voice, and that's what we wanted to hear. It was weird how it popped up there, but I love how you're showing us how we can just kind of move that over.
Yep, so I just opened up my timeline here, which if it's not already, you just hit edit timeline, and it made its own scene, which is silly. So I'm going to move it over here. I don't need this scene anymore. And, oh, actually, I think it did something weird. Okay, so since my talking went a little bit past where my video is, I'm gonna scoot this over.
Perfect.
Then I will delete this one because I don't need it. So I'm gonna test this. Hopefully my sound comes through to everybody else. I did hit share sound when we joined this, so hopefully it works. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Victory.
Shell, you rocked that. It was out of this world.
But
no, this was perfect. I can only imagine how cool it would be to do this for different events. Not that I want to bring in testing, but it is going to be testing season in like April and May. What a cool review for kids too, to kind of showcase some things. So you're going extra.
You know me.
I'm here for it. So notice under audio, we did record voiceover, and she went in and just added in some extra audio too. And these are royalty-free sound bites that you can use. So we don't have to worry about kids going online, trying to steal from other people. I love this so much.
Let's see. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I have my spooky space music.
Amazing though. You added your own flair to it. Way to go, Shell.
That's what I do.
So from here, just because we're short on time, we could probably do a lot of other things. But one thing that we forgot to mention, that enhanced speech toggle was turned on. And if y'all have been in a room of really like fun, creative moments, you know how loud it gets in your classrooms. So toggling on that enhanced speech will remove all the background noise for you. So I've done this like in a library of 100 third graders. They all are talking at the same time, removed all the background noise, like phenomenal. So just a little pro tip there to make sure that's turned off if you're recording in class. But let's go to that share button. And when you do this, to create a QR code, you want to create a view only link. So if I go to that view only link and click on that, down at the bottom, if I create link, that will create what we would consider like a permanent link for people to be able to go and view the project. So then what you can take is that link that it's going to generate and create a QR code for this. So if you are working with middle schoolers, like tech savvy middle schoolers and high schoolers, you could have them do this themselves, where they go in and create their own link. So Shell just copied that link. Now Shell's going to go, hold on, Shell. Click on add content on the left-hand side.
Yes.
And is it not giving us the option?
I don't see
Go
it.
to the search button. Go to search and type in QR code.
It might have moved on us. Hmm.
Press the space bar again. Like, I wonder if it's just taking a second to pop up. Because what usually happens, and this may be just because they switched some things around, man, you can create a QR code right here in your project. And it will pop up with QR code generator, and you put in the link and they can put it on their project. So when they turn it into you, you can just print them all off and it already has a QR code on it.
But if you can't find that, you can just go to the plus button, head to quick actions, and make your QR code right here. Super easy. Yep. Martha, I think our time is like up.
Super short.
Yeah, we are out of time to keep having fun. But everyone, please do come back and let us know what you create. We would love to see if you guys give this a shot. We'd love to see what you've made. Next week we have another amazing episode that will be happening at this exact same time, walking you through some cool stuff. So please do come back and join us. I know I speak for both of us when I say we're so grateful that you chose to spend this last hour with us creating and having fun. And we're here for you. If you ever have questions, comments, brief personal confessions that you want to share, we are here to help you and support
100%.
you.
And obviously, we're online too. So hashtag Adobe EDU Creative is how we like to stay in touch with y'all online. And Shell and I would love to keep this going past today. So have a wonderful Friday. Happy New Year again. And thanks for joining.
Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you.